This is Michael Hale from RedZone Radio, and we have breaking news coming in this morning. Multiple emergency bulletins are being issued across the country about what authorities are calling a strange medical situation. And right now, before anybody starts throwing the wildest words possible onto the internet, let me say this clearly. We do not know exactly what this is. We are hearing scattered reports, we are hearing rumors, and we are hearing the kind of vague official language that usually means somebody knows something but does not want to say it yet. So, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to stay calm, we're going to sort through the noise, and we're going to tell you what we can actually confirm.
And right now, the noise is loud. I mean, really loud. My screen is full already. Listener tags, social posts, screenshots. Somebody's cousin knows somebody at a hospital. Somebody's brother works airport security. Somebody says there's a sickness spreading. Somebody else says it's just another online panic wave. It is that kind of morning.
Yeah, and to be honest, New York has seen this before. We all remember how fast people can take one weird report and turn it into the end of the world before breakfast. So no, we are not doing that. Not yet. But I will say this, the bulletins started coming in earlier than usual, and they're weird enough that even I'm paying attention.
You are paying attention because one of those alerts mentioned hospitals, and the second hospitals come up, everybody gets flashbacks to the worst years of their lives.
Fair point. That'll wake anybody up. We've got our first caller on the line. She says she's a nurse in Queens, and she's calling from outside her ER on a break. Let's go there. Hey.
Hi, yeah, I'm stepping outside for maybe 2 minutes, maybe less. I don't even know if I should be doing this, but our ER has been packed since around 3 in the morning, and it does not feel normal. It doesn't feel like flu season. It doesn't feel like a food poisoning cluster. It feels wrong.
Tell me what you mean by wrong.
High fevers, really high. People coming in weak, sweating, shaking, some confused, some barely able to stand. A couple patients had something going on in their eyes, like redness, but not normal redness. One woman had this glassy stare and these tiny blood spots around her eyes that I have never seen before. Another guy looked like he was going to pass out, and then he started vomiting. Staff is moving fast, but nobody is joking the way they usually joke when it's just another bad night.
Are these people connected in any obvious way? Same block, same event, same workplace, same travel route?
Not that I can tell. Different ages, different neighborhoods, one older man, one college-age girl, a middle-aged guy who said he'd just gotten back from out of state, another patient brought in by family who kept saying she had a fever that came out of nowhere. It's all over the place, and that's what scares me.
Has anybody there told you what they think it is?
No one with authority, that's the thing. We keep hearing words like protocol and isolation and wait for guidance. That's hospital language for nobody wants to say it out loud yet.
Okay. You be careful, and thank you for calling.
I just want people to know this feels real. Maybe not panic real, but not internet joke real either.
Understood. That's the kind of call that changes the room a little. It does, but we still keep our heads. One nurse seeing something unusual does not mean the sky is falling.
True, but I'm looking at listener texts, and there's a pattern to the rumors, which is what makes this interesting. A lot of people are asking about what they're calling a bleeding sickness. That exact phrase keeps coming up, bleeding sickness. It's trending, which already makes me distrust it a little because once TikTok gets hold of a phrase, suddenly every headache becomes a national crisis.
Right. Social media could turn a nosebleed into a conspiracy by 9 in the morning.
I've got one text here from Astoria. My cousin says JFK is a mess. Another from the Bronx. Someone at school said people on a plane got sick. Another one says, why are there ambulances at the airport? So that's the rumor lane right now.
Airport rumors happen every week.
True, except the scanner traffic we just got was real.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We just heard scanner audio involving NYPD units being sent toward JFK. Multiple passengers reportedly ill on an international flight. No official confirmation yet on what illness, if any, but that is not just somebody's cousin posting nonsense. That's real dispatch traffic.
And the flight route people keep mentioning involves West Africa.
which, before anyone starts leaping to dramatic conclusions, does not automatically mean anything by itself. People get sick on planes. That happens. Still, we've got another caller. Male caller says he's driving up I-95 and saw emergency vehicles moving fast near Newark. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in a rig right now, hands-free, just coming through, and I'm telling you, something is up. I saw 4 ambulances screaming toward Newark Airport, plus unmarked SUVs, and one of the access roads looked half-blocked, not fully shut down, but controlled, like they were trying not to make a scene.
Did it look like an accident response or something else?
Not an accident. I've seen pileups, I've seen fuel spills. This felt different, too organized, too quiet. No fire trucks that I noticed, just medical and law enforcement moving like they were in a hurry but trying not to attract attention.
Were people around you noticing?
Truckers notice everything. You sit high, you see a lot. Guys on the radio started asking what was going on, but nobody had an answer. Then one guy said he heard workers talking about sick passengers. I can't verify that, I'm just telling you what people were saying.
That's fair. Stick to what you saw. And what you saw was a big medical response moving fast.
Exactly, and it gave me a bad feeling.
Appreciate the call. Drive safe.
So now we've got hospitals feeling off, airport traffic feeling off, and the internet doing what the internet does.
Which is losing its mind.
Correct. Now let's add one more thing to the pot. The CDC has released a short statement. I'm going to read it exactly as written because this is one of those sentences only a federal office could produce. Quote, "The agency is monitoring a potential hemorrhagic fever cluster and is coordinating with state and local partners to assess ongoing public health risks." End quote. That is a whole lot of words to say absolutely nothing helpful.
Monitoring, coordinating, assessing. That is bureaucratic for we'd like everyone to stay calm while we figure out how bad this is.
Or while they figure out whether it's even bad at all.
I also pulled up a Reddit thread, which I know, not exactly the gold standard of truth, but there's someone on there claiming to be an ER doctor saying, quote, "This is the worst thing I've seen in 15 years. No hospital named, no proof, but the thread is exploding."
And that is exactly why I don't want anybody making life decisions off message boards.
You mean you don't trust ER Doc Freedom 77?
Not especially, no.
Still, it's weird how many different people are telling different versions of the same story.
Agreed. Let's go to another caller. Female caller from the Bronx says her school district sent out an emergency text. Go ahead. Hey.
I'm a teacher. We just got a message saying tomorrow's classes are canceled. No explanation, no weather issue, nothing like that, just canceled. Parents are already replying to the group thread asking if anyone knows why. Nobody knows.
Was there any language about health, sanitizing, exposure, anything like that?
No, that's what makes it worse. If they said there was a plumbing problem or a gas leak or whatever, fine. But this was one of those vague district alerts that makes everybody nervous. And the timing with everything else people are posting, it doesn't feel random.
Could still be caution. Institutions do that. Somebody hears one rumor, then they overcorrect.
Maybe, but parents are panicking because they think if the school knows something and isn't saying it, then that means it's serious.
That fear makes sense. For now, the best thing is not to assume more than what you know, but I understand why the timing is unsettling.
I just wanted people to know it's not only hospitals and airports, schools are reacting too.
That's useful, thank you.
This is turning into one of those mornings where every new piece by itself sounds explainable, but together they start to lean in one direction.
Maybe. Or maybe we are all building a giant scary story out of unrelated things because the country has learned how to panic fast.
You don't fully believe that.
I believe in coffee first and panic second.
That is the most Michael answer possible.
But I'll say this before we keep moving. There's enough weirdness here to keep paying attention. I am not telling you to freak out. I am not telling you to empty the grocery store. I am telling you that when airports, hospitals, schools, and federal statements all start humming on the same morning, that is worth listening to.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep listening.
If you're just tuning in, this morning started with odd public health chatter and a few scattered reports, and in the last several minutes, our phones have gone from normal busy to absolute chaos.
I've got a fresh AP wire, and this is the first one today that really changes the language. Quote, unidentified hemorrhagic illness confirmed in at least 3 U.S. cities, New York, Houston, and Los Angeles. CDC deploying rapid response teams, end quote.
3 cities. That's not a local scare anymore.
No, and they use the phrase hemorrhagic illness. That is the kind of phrase officials avoid until they can't avoid it.
Producers in my ear telling us to stay calm and not inflame this.
We're calm.
We are, but the facts are getting heavier. Let's go to the next call. Male caller says he's off duty FDNY. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm off duty, but I've been on the phone with guys all morning. An internal memo went out telling personnel to treat any bleeding patient under high-risk pathogen protocol. Those exact words, high-risk pathogen protocol.
That's an official memo?
That's what I was told. One of the guys read part of it to me. Gloves, barriers, isolation, extreme caution, report exposures immediately, that kind of thing.
How are people reacting?
Not great. Some are locked in. Some are scared and pretending they're not. Some are angry because if this is what it sounds like, then they're telling responders after the thing is already moving.
Meaning people may have already been exposed before the warning got specific.
Exactly. That's what everybody's thinking, but nobody wants to say.
Have you heard anything about hospitals?
Overrun. That's the word I keep hearing. Not collapsed, not yet, but overwhelmed and confused. People showing up with fever and bleeding, and nobody wants to be the first one to say what it is.
Appreciate you calling. Stay safe.
You too.
So now we've got a confirmed AP wire across 3 cities and a first responder memo using language nobody wants to hear.
And the internet is not helping. Videos are circulating right now that appear to show people being rushed out of JFK in full hazmat gear. We cannot verify every clip. Some of them could be old, some could be unrelated, but a couple match the terminal layout and the timestamp looks current.
That's the problem in a moment like this. Truth and garbage start wearing the same coat.
Exactly. And once that happens, everybody starts picking the version they're emotionally ready to believe.
Let's go to another call. Female caller says she's a flight attendant who just landed from Lagos. Go ahead. Hey.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I'm saying it anyway because what happened on that flight was not normal. We had passengers getting sick in the lavatory. One man looked faint for hours. Then he started vomiting. Later, there was blood. Not a lot at first, but enough that everybody around him panicked.
How many passengers got sick?
A few visibly, maybe more quietly. That's the scary part. Once one person goes down, you start noticing everyone who looks tired or sweaty or pale, and you don't know who's just exhausted from travel and who's actually sick.
What happened when you landed?
We sat, way longer than usual. Then personnel came on board in protective equipment. They questioned people, moved some off first, separated others, and for a while it felt like nobody was in charge. Passengers crying, arguing, demanding answers. Then eventually they screened us, and a bunch of us were held in a side area. Later, they released some of us with almost no explanation.
They just let you go?
That's what scares me, yes. Like they didn't know whether to lock it down or not. Like the system was already behind.
Have you been told to isolate?
I was told to monitor symptoms and wait for follow-up. That's not enough, right? It doesn't feel like enough.
I understand why you feel that way.
I'm sitting in my apartment right now, afraid to touch anything. That's where I'm at.
Thank you for calling, truly.
The World Health Organization has now put out a very short statement acknowledging what they call an evolving situation in West Africa with potential international spread. 2 sentences, no specifics, which somehow makes it worse.
Because when institutions go vague, the public fills the blank with fear.
Every time.
Next call. Pharmacist in Manhattan. Go ahead.
My store got wiped out.
fever reducers, electrolyte drinks, surgical masks, gloves, thermometers, gone. 90 minutes. I've never seen anything like it, not even in the worst panic buying days before storms.
Were people calm or was it getting ugly?
Started anxious, turned frantic. People buying for entire buildings. People asking what stops bleeding. People asking what to take just in case. People wanted certainty, and I don't have certainty to sell them.
Did anyone from health authorities contact your store?
No. We're just standing there trying not to say the wrong thing while shelves go empty.
Any sense of what people are most afraid of?
That it's already out and they're late. That's the vibe. Not fear of something coming, fear that it got here before the announcement did.
That is a very different kind of fear.
Yeah, it is. And as you were speaking, something just happened here. We got the emergency alert tone through the system for maybe 2 seconds, then a garbled voice, then dead air. No usable message, just enough to make everyone in this room stop breathing for a second.
That is not helping my blood pressure.
Mine either. But the pattern is changing. An hour ago, this felt like rumor management. Now it feels like institutions are scrambling to get in front of something that may already be moving faster than they are.
And the phones really won't stop ringing.
No, they won't. Where are you now?
I'm calling from a supply room, and I cannot stay on long. We already have 11 confirmed patients. 11, and 3 are in critical condition. Staff are being told not to speak to media, so I'm probably risking my job, but I don't care anymore, because people need to understand this is not beginning later. It has already begun.
When did you realize it was serious?
When the protective procedures changed all at once, when people who've been working emergencies for years got quiet, when supervisors stopped saying possible and started saying confirmed, and when I looked around and realized we were not dealing with 1 or 2 isolated cases.
Are you getting what you need inside that hospital?
Not enough. Not enough information, not enough time. Everybody's trying. I want that on record. People are trying, but trying and ready are not the same thing.
What do you want listeners to know?
Don't crowd hospitals unless you absolutely have to. Don't show up because you're scared and want reassurance. If you are not severely sick, stay home and get guidance first. The waiting rooms are becoming their own danger.
That is important. Thank you.
I have to go.
We have to update the language now, because the language has changed. The CDC held an emergency press conference just moments ago, and for the first time, officials have identified what they believe they're dealing with. Preliminary testing, their words, indicates a strain of Ebola virus.
I'm going to say that again because I still don't fully believe I'm reading it. Ebola virus, confirmed in preliminary testing. The director said they are working to understand the scale, the route of entry, and possible community spread.
We are going to keep our heads, but the country just moved from vague medical mystery into a word that carries a lot of weight.
And immediately after that press conference, we started getting a new level of calls. Female caller says she is an ICU nurse at Bellevue. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep up with listener texts, and I don't even know how to read some of these without feeling like I'm intruding on people's lives. A lot of people are texting things they want aired in case someone they love is listening somewhere they can't reach them. Mom, answer your phone. Dad, if you're at the hospital, call me. Nina, we're at Aunt Lisa's. I love you. I'm sorry I hung up angry. It's turning into that kind of morning.
Yeah, read a few. People need to hear each other right now.
Okay. To my wife at Mount Sinai, we're home and waiting for you. If my brother in Queens can hear this, don't go back outside. To anybody alone right now, please keep the radio on. That one got me a little.
Me too. We've also reached our field reporter near JFK. He can't come on live for long, but what he's telling us is that Terminal 4 is under a full security perimeter involving CDC personnel and what appears to be military support. No one being allowed freely in or out of the immediate controlled area. That is not rumor, that is our own reporting.
Which means the airport piece was real from the start.
Yes. Next call. Male caller from the Bronx, high school student. Go ahead. Hi, my mom works at Lincoln Hospital. She was supposed to be home hours ago. She's not answering. Nobody's answering over there. I'm by myself. I don't know what to do.
Okay, first, how old are you?
16.
Are you safe inside your apartment right now?
Yeah.
Good. Stay there. Do you have food, water, a charger?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't know if I'm supposed to go find her or what.
No, do not go hospital to hospital looking for her. I know that instinct is strong, but right now that is not the move. Stay put where she would expect you to be. Keep your phone on loud. If you have another trusted adult, relative, neighbor, family, friend, text them now and let them know you're alone.
Okay.
And listen to me, a person not answering from inside a hospital on a day like this does not automatically mean something bad happened to them personally. It may mean they can't get to their phone.
I know. I'm trying not to freak out.
That's all you need to do right now, one step at a time. You called. That was smart.
Thanks. Jenny and I wanted to briefly step out of the story to talk to you directly.
Yeah, hey guys. If you're here at the 20-minute mark, it means you love getting lost in these worlds just as much as we love creating them. Our goal with RedZone Radio has always been to build these raw, apocalyptic stories where you can just escape reality for a while.
Exactly. But producing this level of long-form realism takes a massive amount of time and resources. And to be completely honest with you guys, YouTube's policies sometimes hold us back from telling these stories to their absolute terrifying fullest.
Right. We are still going to drop one massive, full-length video right here on YouTube every single week. But if you want the real RedZone Radio experience, we've moved our regular uncut operations over to Patreon.
Patreon is where we can really take the gloves off. Over there, we're uploading exclusive, ad-free episodes on a regular basis. It's the gritty, unrestricted content that we just can't put on YouTube.
Plus, our Patreon members are basically our co-producers now. You get early access to upcoming videos, and you actually get to suggest and vote on the outbreaks and scenarios we cover next.
We appreciate you guys more than you know. All right, let's get back to the survival. The President has now delivered a short national address declaring a public health state of emergency. Travel restrictions from 6 West African nations effective immediately, but the address was brief, calm, and light on detail.
Too light on detail.
Agreed. If anything, it sounded like a man trying not to scare people while standing on top of a fire alarm.
We've got a female caller now who says she is a retired CDC epidemiologist. If that's true, this could help. Go ahead.
Hello.
It is true. Retired for several years now, but yes. Let me say this carefully. Ebola does not spread like some airborne fantasy people will imagine when they hear the name. It spreads through contact with infected bodily fluids. But that does not mean you should relax. It means the risk becomes very serious in homes, hospitals, transportation points, caregiving situations, and anywhere symptoms go unrecognized long enough for contact to accumulate.
How worried should people be about the timeline?
Very. The incubation period can range from 2 to 21 days, which means if cases are being publicly confirmed this morning, there may already be earlier exposures in the community that are not visible yet. That is what makes delayed recognition dangerous.
So when people say, how bad can it be if we only just heard about it, your answer would be?
My answer would be, hearing about it is not the same thing as it's starting. Public awareness usually arrives late.
That is chilling.
It is also true. I don't say that to inflame. I say it because people need to stop assuming lack of information means lack of spread.
What should ordinary people do right now?
Limit unnecessary contact. Avoid crowds. Wash thoroughly. Do not rush into hospitals because of fear alone. And, for the love of God, ignore anyone online offering miracle cures.
New statements now from multiple New York hospitals, including Bellevue, NYU Langone, and Mount Sinai, asking the public to not come in unless absolutely critical. I want people to really hear that. Do not flood emergency rooms because you are frightened and looking for reassurance. That is the guidance now.
That sentence would have sounded unthinkable this morning. Now it's the official line.
And it tells you everything about how overloaded the system already is. We've got a female caller in Staten Island, mother of 3, says she's been trying to get through to 911. Go ahead. Hello.
I've been on hold for 47 minutes.
47 minutes. My youngest has a fever, and now his gums are bleeding. I don't know if it's really bleeding or if I'm making it worse in my head, but there was blood when he spit into the sink, and I can't get anybody to answer, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, listen to me carefully. Is he conscious?
Yes.
Breathing okay?
Yes, but he's weak and hot and crying.
Any severe trouble breathing?
No.
All right. If you can, isolate him in one room. One caregiver only if possible. Use gloves if you have them. Wash your hands thoroughly every single time you touch anything he has touched. Do not bring siblings in and out. Keep fluids going if he can tolerate them, and keep trying emergency services. But right now, the goal is to reduce exposure and keep him stable.
I don't have gloves. I have kitchen gloves. Is that stupid?
No, use what you have. This is not about perfect. This is about reducing contact and being careful. Do not let everyone crowd around him.
My girls are scared.
I know. Keep them separated from him if you can. Calm voices, no chaos. You are going to have to be the center of gravity in that house right now.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I know you are. Call us back if anything changes. The federal government has announced activation of the Strategic National Stockpile. Protective equipment and medical resources are being deployed to the hardest-hit cities, but the estimated arrival window being discussed is 18 to 36 hours.
Which, if you are listening from a full hospital today, sounds like forever.
It is forever in crisis time.
We've also been getting voicemails that are hard to even summarize. One man describing his wife being taken by ambulance and not knowing where she went. A grandmother leaving a message for her grandchildren because she can't get through to them directly. A teenager asking what to do if both parents are at work in hospitals and neither is coming home.
And this is where misinformation gets lethal. Social platforms are now full of fake cures, bleach nonsense, herbal miracle claims, prayer chains being sold as treatment, and every other form of garbage opportunism. If you are listening to me, do not pour poison into your body because a stranger online made a dramatic video.
Mail caller now, hospital security guard at Cornell Medical. Go ahead.
I don't know who else to tell this to. PPE ran out on one floor. Doctors and nurses didn't all leave, but enough walked off that the whole place changed. Not because they're cowards, because they were being asked to stand in front of something without protection. I'm standing on this floor now, and it feels like the building is holding its breath.
Are there patients there right now with symptoms?
Yes.
And security is being asked to hold the line.
Pretty much, which is crazy, because I'm not medical staff. I'm a guy with keys and a radio trying to keep people from wandering into the wrong hallway.
What do you need most right now?
Real instructions, not stay calm, not stand by. Actual instructions.
I wish I had those for you.
Yeah, so do I.
That call says a lot. Authority is still speaking, but confidence is draining out of the voice, and the public can hear that.
Once people think the institutions are scared too, the emotional floor drops out.
We're entering that territory now, because we have another major update. The National Guard is now officially being deployed to New York, Houston, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Checkpoints are being established at key bridges, tunnels, and highway exits. The words are getting bigger by the hour.
And the city feels different, even through the radio. You can hear it in callers, you can hear it in official statements, you can hear it in the spaces between sentences. Female caller from the Bronx. She says she finally heard back from her family member who's an EMT. Go ahead.
Hey.
He called me. Finally. My son called me. He sounded exhausted. He said they've been locked inside the station under quarantine orders. Locked in. He said they can't leave, not yet. And before he hung up, he said, "It's bad, Mom. It's real bad."
How long did you get to speak with him?
Less than a minute. Maybe not even that. He sounded like somebody had aged him 10 years between breakfast and lunch. He kept trying to make it sound okay for me, but mothers hear what's under the words. He was scared.
Did he say whether he was sick?
No, he said he was okay for now. For now. That phrase is all I've been hearing from everybody today. For now.
I'm glad you got his voice. That matters.
I keep thinking about all the people who didn't get that call. I know I should feel relieved, but I mostly feel worse because now I know it's real inside those places.
That is honest, and it makes sense.
I'm 71 years old. I lived through blackouts, attacks, storms, all of it. The thing that scares me most is not noise. It's this feeling that everybody is guessing.
Where are you now?
I'm in my apartment with my daughter. She's 2. The soldiers are at the end of the block. They put up barriers so fast it felt like a movie for maybe 10 seconds, and then it felt real. People are outside yelling at each other. My neighbor keeps banging on doors asking if anybody has formula. I'm low on formula. I'm not sick. My Blobie's not sick. But we can't leave.
How long ago did they lock your block down?
Maybe 40 minutes? Maybe an hour? I'm losing track. At first, nobody believed it. People thought it was temporary or for one building or one family. Then they stopped traffic, and that's when everybody understood.
Did they tell you why your block specifically was included?
They didn't tell us anything useful. Just stay inside, monitor symptoms, wait for instructions. That's it. People are screaming down the hallway asking what monitor symptoms even means when you've got a 2-year-old and half a box of diapers and not enough food.
Do you have water?
For now.
Anyone in your building visibly sick?
I heard one woman upstairs was taken out earlier. I don't know if that's real or rumor. That's the worst part. Nobody knows what's real and what's just fear bouncing off the walls.
Do you have any neighbors you trust?
2, maybe 3. But now everybody's looking at everybody different. Like even help feels risky.
I understand. Listen carefully. Conserve what you have. Reach out only to the neighbors you truly trust. Keep your daughter in one controlled space as much as possible. If you can organize quietly with people on your floor for supplies, do it by phone first if that's still working, not by crowded hallway meetings.
That makes sense. I just keep thinking, what if formula runs out before help gets in here?
That is not a small concern. Keep saying it. Keep telling anyone who will listen. That's exactly why you called.
I just need somebody to know we're in here.
We know. A lot of people know now.
Cell service is degrading in sections of Manhattan, and we are already seeing the effect here. Calls are dropping more often, messages are arriving late, some people are getting only emergency call service.
Which means the city is not only dealing with disease, it's also losing the tools people use to reassure each other.
That matters more than people think. The second you can't reach a person, your mind starts building its own disaster.
We have a male caller now. Says he's National Guard and calling from a personal phone he probably should not be using. Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep this short because I can't stay on. What they're showing on TV is not what it feels like in the zones. It looks controlled from the outside. It is not controlled on the inside. People are sick in apartments. People are sick in cars. People are banging on checkpoints because they've got family members getting worse and no medical help has reached them yet. We're being told to hold lines and keep order. But order for who?
Are supplies moving in?
Not fast enough. Not cleanly enough. Not in a way anybody inside those blocks would call real support. I'm seeing families pressed up against barriers begging for answers, not even to get out, just to get information, and half the time the people in uniform don't have any.
Are you being given clear rules of engagement?
Clear enough to hold position, not clear enough to feel human while doing it.
That is one hell of a sentence.
It's true. You're standing there, and a mother is asking if someone will bring medicine to her building, and you don't know whether to tell her help is coming because you don't know if that's a lie.
Are people inside the zone panicking yet?
Some are panicking, some are organizing, some are angry, some are just tired already. But the big thing is this: nobody inside thinks this looks temporary.
Appreciate the call. Be careful.
You too.
We just got interrupted in the booth by an automated FEMA message that appears to be playing across multiple frequencies. It listed symptoms, told the public to avoid hospitals unless absolutely necessary, and directed people to a hotline that we immediately tested.
It does not go through. Not for us, not for listeners texting in, not for anybody who has tried it in the last 5 minutes.
That's the kind of detail that breaks people, not the big announcement, the hotline that rings into nothing.
Case numbers have updated again. More than 4,100 confirmed, more than 19,000 suspected. Let that sit for a second. 4,100 confirmed, 19,000 suspected, and confirmed fatality rates are climbing towards 60%.
Every time we read numbers now, it feels like they belong to another country, another century, another reality. But it's this one.
And while those numbers rise, reports of looting are beginning in neighborhoods adjacent to quarantine zones. NYPD is reportedly responding only to violent crimes in some areas because everything else is swamping the system.
Long-haul trucker on the Jersey side of the George Washington Bridge. Go ahead.
There's a line of trucks sitting here and nobody wants to cross. Food, water, medical stuff, regular deliveries, all of it. Some of these loads are badly needed and they're just sitting. Drivers are listening to the same numbers you're reading. They're hearing about checkpoints, sick neighborhoods, hospitals in chaos, and they're saying no, they are not going in blind.
Is that an organized stoppage or individual refusal?
Individual, but the effect looks organized because fear spreads quick in a truck line. One guy says no, then 3 more say no. Then suddenly everybody's doing math in their head about whether this load is worth their life.
Are companies pressuring drivers to continue?
Some dispatchers are trying, some sound scared too. Nobody knows whether crossing is brave, stupid, necessary, or all 3.
And the consequence is essential goods don't move.
Exactly. People in the city think shelves just go empty by magic. No, somebody has to drive the stuff in. And right now, a lot of drivers feel like the city has become a trap.
That's important to hear. Thank you.
That is the shape of the crisis now. Quarantine zones, frayed communications, improvised clinics, stalled supply lines, and the emotional center of the country shifting from fear of rumor to fear of reality.
It also means something else. Communities are going to start making their own systems, whether the government is ready or not.
They already are. New York, if you can still hear us clearly, stay with us. Reports are coming in of power flickers across multiple boroughs. Con Edison says it's implementing load management protocols due to demand issues and crew shortages. Translation, rolling outages have started in outer boroughs.
That means this is no longer only a medical story, it's an infrastructure story now too. Once power begins to blink, everything else shakes with it.
It changes how people think. You can tolerate fear a little longer when the lights stay on.
We've got a familiar caller back on the line. Female caller from Queens, the mother inside the quarantine area. Go ahead.
Hello.
I found formula. My neighbor had 2 containers left and gave me one. I cried when she handed it to me, and then I felt stupid for crying over formula. And then I cried more because nothing feels normal anymore. But we're okay for now. More than okay, actually. We started talking building to building, floor to floor, and now people are checking on each other instead of just panicking.
That's a huge change from your last call.
It is. Fear burns hot at first. Then practical stuff takes over. We've got one person listing who has medicine, one person collecting baby supplies, one older man on our floor keeps knocking on doors just to hear voices and make sure people answer. I don't know if any of this is official or smart enough, but it's better than everybody sitting alone with the walls closing in.
And how is your daughter?
Fussy, hungry, too young to understand any of this, thank God. She just knows I'm tense. Kids always know.
Are there sick people in the building?
Rumors, yes. Confirmed, I don't know. But the whole building sounds different now. Not loud, exactly. Alert. Like everybody's listening for one bad sound.
What do you need most now?
Honest information. Not soothing lies. Not help is on the way if nobody knows that. Just the truth. People can handle more truth than officials think.
I think you're right about that.
I wasn't calm the last time I called. I know that. But if anybody else is stuck where I'm stuck, talk to your neighbors before fear turns them into strangers.
That may help a lot of people. Thank you.
That call just carried the first real note of adaptation I've heard all day. Not hope exactly, but structure.
Survival has structure. Panic doesn't.
2 members of our own station staff still haven't shown up, and they're not answering phones. A sound technician and the receptionist. We don't know why. We are not going to speculate beyond that. We just want them to know if they're hearing us, somebody here is thinking about them.
The President has delivered a second national address. Military field hospitals are being erected in 12 cities. He promised every American will receive care.
That is a powerful sentence.
It is also a sentence that sounds different depending on where you are listening from. If you are in a well-lit briefing room, it sounds reassuring. If you are in a hallway with no gloves and no answer, it sounds very far away.
Male caller now. Doctor from the Brooklyn Community Clinic that called us earlier. Go ahead.
We treated 34 people since I called last. We lost 4. One of the volunteer nurses developed a fever maybe an hour ago. We've got her isolated in a back room, and I am still working because there is no one to replace me. I don't know how else to say it. The line between caregiver and patient feels thin now, real thin.
Are you getting any outside support at all?
Not direct. We've had neighbors bring supplies. A retired school janitor brought us cleaning solution and paper towels like he was delivering treasure. A teenager backed over with bottled water, so yes, support from people. System support, not really.
What's the hardest part right now?
Telling families they can't all crowd around the person they love. That goes against every instinct people have. They think closeness proves love, but in this kind of outbreak, sometimes distance is the only loving move left. Try explaining that to someone whose mother can barely sit up.
Are patients staying calmer than you expected or worse?
Mixed. Some are calm because shock is doing the work. Some are terrified. Some still think it can't be Ebola because that word belongs in documentaries, not Brooklyn. Denial is still alive, just running out of room.
And the nurse in the back room?
She asked me if I would keep working if it were me in there. I said yes. She said good, then go. That's the level of person I'm talking about.
Thank you for calling. And for staying.
Don't make saints out of us. We're just the ones still standing.
The World Health Organization has now declared the outbreak a global health emergency of maximum concern. Active linked cases are being reported in Canada, the UK, Germany, and Brazil, all tied in some way to U.S. travel.
Which means the map is no longer widening, it has widened.
Female caller now. She says her husband died 2 hours ago, and she wants to say something on the air. Go ahead. Are you okay?
He was a good man. That's really all I wanted to say, but now that I'm on the line, I realize I want to say more because I'm afraid if I don't, he'll just turn into a number in one of your updates. He was a school principal. He remembered every student's name. He was the kind of man who could fix things without making a speech about it. A leaky faucet, a flat tire, a scared kid, a bad meeting. Whatever it was, he made it smaller just by standing there.
Take your time.
He got sick fast. Too fast. At first it was fever and weakness, and I kept telling myself people survive fevers all the time. Then the rooms started filling up with fear, because I could see it in his eyes before I could say it out loud. The ambulance came, then the waiting, then the calls that don't tell you enough, then the one that tells you everything.
I'm so sorry.
I don't want him reduced to male 48 deceased. I want people to know that he laughed too loud at his own jokes and cried at graduation speeches and kept extra granola bars in his office for kids who didn't eat breakfast. That was him. That's who died today.
Thank you for trusting us with that.
Tell people to say the things now, not later. Now. That's all.
We will.
Internet functionality is degrading badly in several major cities. Our own stream has gone down twice. If you were listening online and had to find us again over the air, that is why. We are now effectively an AM lifeline for some people.
We've also got reports of violence at a quarantine perimeter in Houston. Officials deny live rounds were used after 3 people were shot. Eyewitness accounts are contradicting that denial. We cannot independently confirm exactly what happened, but something serious happened there.
The country is hitting that point where every official statement instantly develops a shadow statement beside it. That is not a healthy place for a nation to be.
No, it isn't.
And before we move on, a listener sent food to the station. I don't even know how that happened logistically, but it did. We've got 2 sad sandwiches and the kind of chips that taste better when the world is falling apart.
That's weirdly accurate.
Eat.
You too.
I feel ridiculous narrating a sandwich on the radio.
No, don't. People need ordinary sounds right now. They need proof that somewhere, somehow, human beings are still doing little human things.
Fine. I'm taking a bite.
I can hear that.
Good. Let them hear it too.
There. For 10 seconds, we were just 2 people eating lunch badly.
And now back to the apocalypse.
That is the darkest sentence you've said today.
I've had practice.
Are you okay?
My parents went to the hospital 2 days ago and they never came back. I keep telling myself maybe they got moved somewhere and can't call, but I don't know. I've just been sitting here listening to you guys because it feels like if I turn the radio off, then I'm really alone.
You are not really alone right now. I'm here. Stay with me. How old are you?
17.
Do you have food in the apartment?
Some. Not a lot, but some.
Water?
Yes.
Anybody in the building you know and trust?
There's a woman across the hall. She's older. We wave sometimes. That's it.
Have you spoken to her since your parents left?
No, I've been scared to open the door.
That's understandable. Here's what I want you to do after this call if you feel able. Write a note first. Keep it simple. Your name, apartment number, that you are alone, that your parents haven't returned, and ask if she is safe and able to talk through the door. Slide it under. Don't stand there waiting face to face. Start with distance and caution.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. You don't have to solve the whole next week tonight, just the next step. The next step is making one safe human contact.
I haven't heard anybody say it like that.
That's because people keep trying to solve the whole disaster at once. You can't. You solve the next step.
Thank you for talking to me like I'm not stupid.
You're not. You're scared. Different thing.
Okay.
Call us again if you need to. Truly.
Main power to the building has officially cut out. Our generator just kicked in. We are now on backup power, and engineering estimates somewhere between 18 and 20 hours if nothing else fails. There are also reports of a makeshift survivor camp forming in Central Park. Thousands of people. Tents, blankets, shared supplies. No formal system. People organizing themselves because they no longer believe one is coming fast enough. I need to say something without pretending it's neutral. I have not been able to reach my sister in Chicago for 14 hours. We know. I know we're supposed to move on. I know we are. I'm just saying it because a lot of people listening are doing the same math with someone they love. Put your hand on the desk. Breathe. I'm fine. You don't have to be fine. You just have to stay with me. I'm here. Phone lines are now down to almost nothing. Maybe 1 in 10 calls gets through. We are taking calls on a personal cell phone held up to a microphone like it's 1998 and civilization tripped over its own shoelaces. The military has announced a nationwide 8 p.m. curfew effective immediately for containment purposes. It is already after 9:30 in New York. Exactly. Doctor from the Brooklyn Clinic, 3rd time calling us today. Go ahead.
I have a fever now. I know my own body well enough to know that much. I'm still at the clinic. I'm still working because there are people here worse off than I am. And because once I stop moving, I'm afraid all the fear I've been outrunning will catch me at once.
How high?
High enough that my hands feel detached from me. High enough that the room feels farther away than it should. But I can still think, so I'm using that while I have it.
Tell us about the clinic.
We saved some people. I need that said.
We lost some people too, but we saved some people. A little boy who came in barely responsive is drinking again. An older woman who thought she was dying walked out with help. One of our volunteers hasn't sat down in 9 hours, and I'm pretty sure he's keeping himself upright with powdered coffee and stubbornness alone. So if this is my last useful call, say that part. Say we did not only fail, we also held a line, however small.
We will say it.
Good. And tell people this too. The ones who stayed, stayed. That matters. Don't let history flatten everybody into systems and numbers. There were human beings inside those systems refusing to quit long after quitting would have made sense.
I promise you that will not be lost here.
Thank you. And thank you for staying on the air. We kept your broadcast on low in the corner all day. It reminded people the world still had voices.
That means more than you know.
All right. I need to go sit down before somebody notices I'm swaying.
Hey, can we pause for just a second?
Yeah, just real quick. First, if you're still here with us, seriously, thank you. That means a lot. You could be anywhere right now, and the fact that you choose to spend your time inside these stories with us, we don't take that lightly.
Exactly. A lot of time, work, and honestly, a lot of heart goes into building these worlds for you. Every outbreak, every collapse, every late-night transmission.
And because of how these stories are made, sometimes we can't always go as far as we want to here.
That's why we created our Patreon. It's where we upload our full, uncut, ad-free stories. The raw versions, exactly the way we originally imagined them.
If you love getting lost in these long realism stories, the kind that let you escape reality for a while and disappear into another world, that's really what Patreon is built for.
Members also get early access to upcoming episodes. And honestly, one of our favorite parts, you can suggest story ideas. And some of those ideas end up becoming future broadcasts.
No pressure at all. We're just grateful you're here, listening.
All right. Radio back on. Go.
Nationwide, confirmed deaths have crossed 50,000. The World Health Organization estimates global deaths tied to U.S.-linked spread may already be approaching 8,000 in other countries. I can hear how flat my own voice sounds reading that, and it's not because I don't care. It's because the mind only has so many ways to hold impact before it starts protecting itself.
That's real. Mail caller now. The National Guard caller from earlier is back. Go ahead.
I left. I deserted. I'm not proud of the word, but it's the word. I left my post. I couldn't do it anymore.
Tell me why.
Because we were holding a perimeter around people who needed doctors more than fences, and I kept telling myself structure mattered, containment mattered, orders mattered, all the things you say so you can sleep later. Then I watched the man on the wrong side of a barrier begging for somebody to take his wife because she couldn't sit up anymore, and the answer was still hold the line. Something in me snapped, or maybe something in me woke up. I don't know which.
Where are you now?
Not saying.
Fair.
I'm not calling for forgiveness. I'm calling because I want people to know the inside of those operations is not clean. It's not precise. It's scared people managing scared people with rules that get cruel the second reality outruns the plan.
Do you think containment still matters?
Yes, that's the terrible part. I do. I just think nobody should imagine it looks noble from up close.
That may be one of the most honest calls we've had all day.
Honesty's all I've got left.
Our backup generator is beginning to fluctuate. Engineering is stripping us down to essential equipment only. If the audio sounds rougher, that is why. We are now conserving every watt we can. A caller now from a church shelter in Queens. Go ahead.
There are 60 of us here. Maybe more if you count the people half asleep on pews who showed up after dark. Food for maybe 2 more days if we stretch it. 2 elderly members died overnight. We covered them respectfully and moved everyone else into another room because there was nothing else to do. And somehow people are still helping each other. Kids are whispering so that tired people can sleep. One man who lost his brother this morning is portioning out crackers like it's a holy act.
That sounds like an entire world inside one building.
It is. And I wanted to ask something strange. I have a list of names here. Everyone's still with us in the shelter. Could you read them on air? Not because we think it saves us, just because it makes us feel less erased.
Yes, Read them to me.
Maria, Sonia, Thomas, Evelyn, Jerome, Deshawn, Anita, Caleb, Mrs. Rivera, the twins in the back who won't stop asking for apples, Pastor Leon, Miss Celia, Keisha, Mr. Bolton, tiny little Grace who keeps sleeping through everything, and me.
We hear you. All of you. Every one of you.
That's enough. Thank you.
No. Thank you.
I just got a text. It's from my sister.
What does it say?
2 words. I'm okay.
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
I have been holding that in so hard all night that now I can't.
Breathe. Just breathe. I've got you for a minute. Listeners, stay with us. Jenny just got good news, and sometimes good news is what breaks you after a day like this. That's not weakness. That's pressure leaving the body all at once. Before we move on, I want to say some names. Not as a list of the dead, not as a list of the lost, just names of people who called us and did not call back. The nurse from Queens in the first hour. The woman waiting on her EMT husband. The teacher from the Bronx. The mother in Staten Island with the child running a fever. The pharmacist who kept answering strangers from home. The security guard who said the hallways were holding their breath. The people whose names we never knew, but whose voices are still in this room. We remember you.
We do.
Engineering says backup power may now be down to 4 to 6 hours, depending on the next fluctuation. We've made the decision. We're staying on the air until power dies. No debate left in it, just the decision.
If you can hear us, that means some line somewhere is still holding. So are we.
A caller now. The teenage girl from the Bronx is back. Go ahead.
I did what you said. I wrote the note. I slid it under the neighbor's door. She wrote back and slid one back to me, and then later she knocked and stood way down the hall with a scarf over her face and said she'd help. She has me with her now. I'm not alone anymore. I just wanted to tell you that.
I'm so glad you called back.
I wanted Jenny to know too, but I know you picked up, so just tell her I heard what she said earlier and I'm glad her sister is okay.
I will tell her.
The neighbor made soup. It's not even very good, but I think it's the best thing I ever ate.
That tracks.
I kept listening to you guys because it made the apartment feel less haunted. I know that sounds weird.
It doesn't sound weird at all.
Thank you for telling me to solve the next step instead of the whole thing. I think that saved me from doing something stupid.
Then I'm grateful you listened.
Me too.
A 5 a.m. CDC bulletin says the infection curve in New York City may be showing early signs of plateau. Early signs. They were careful with the language, and so will we. This is not victory. This is not safety. It is a possible first shift in direction.
Which means the anonymous caller from earlier might not have been completely blowing smoke.
Maybe not.
Confirmed U.S. deaths now exceed 74,000. Suspected total may be over 200,000 if home deaths and reporting gaps are counted. I wish I had better words for numbers that big. I don't. The country has changed, permanently. Even if the curve bends, whatever comes after today is not the same country that woke up yesterday.
Male caller now. The truck driver is back. Go ahead.
I made it. Drove through the night after I found a real contact for that shelter camp outside Pittsburgh. I'm here. Tired as hell, dirty, hungry, but here. They checked me, gave me a place to park, handed me coffee that tasted like burnt roofing material, and I nearly cried over it.
You sound better.
I sound like a man who finally saw other human beings again. That helps.
Did the radio keep you company all the way in?
Pretty much. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. Silence gets mean after enough hours alone. Hearing you two still talking made it easier to keep the truck pointed straight.
I'm glad you made it.
Tell the people still stuck in place that moving is not always the brave move. Sometimes staying put until the right road opens is the bravest thing there is.
That is hard-earned advice.
Sure is.
Military field hospitals are reporting the first meaningful batch of survivor discharges. 340 patients treated and released across New York, Houston, and Chicago. That is not enough to erase anything we've read tonight, but it is enough to matter.
It is enough to matter. Sometimes that's the only honest way to phrase good news in a disaster.
The elderly mother from the Bronx, go ahead.
His fever broke. Around 3 this morning it broke. He's weak. He can't do much, but he answered me clearly through the door, and later he even laughed once, just a little, because I told him if he dies after making me clean that bathroom, I'll kill him myself. So I think that's a good sign.
That is an excellent sign.
I'm crying and laughing, and I'm too old for either one this hard. I just wanted you to know, because you gave me something to do with my fear. Talk through the door, you said. So I did, all night. I told him stories from when he was little, told him who used to beat him in checkers, told him how his father held him the first time, told him all the things mothers store up forever. And now he's still here to hear more.
I'm very glad he is.
So am I. There are no grand speeches in me. Just thank you.
You don't need grand speeches. You've already said enough.
Bless you both.
Thanks.
Michael, you should do it.
All right. If this is the stretch where the night starts becoming something else, I want to say a few things plain. There is still a lot we do not know. We do not know how many cases went uncounted in homes, in shelters, in apartments where no one had a way to call. We do not know how many systems failed from neglect and how many failed from simple human limits. We do not know how long the grief tale of this will be, or how many children will remember this night by the sound of a battery radio in a dark room. We do know some things. We know the hospitals were hit hard. We know responders carried more than should have been asked of them. We know government moved too slowly in some places and too vaguely in others. We know ordinary people built small acts of civilization in the gap. Neighbors shared formula. Churches made rooms. Drivers carried on. Strangers answered notes slid under doors. Doctors kept working while frightened. And a whole lot of people whose names will never be in a briefing held the line anyway.
I'm going to read some of the final messages coming in while we still can. To my brother in Queens, we're alive. Still listening from Central Park. We made it through the night in apartment 4B. If anyone hears this in Houston, my mother is at St. Anne's shelter, listening with 3 families and 1 radio. Not alone anymore. Still here. That phrase keeps coming in. Still here, over and over. Queens, Harlem, Newark, Pittsburgh, Brooklyn, South Bronx, someone from a truck stop in Ohio, someone from a church basement, someone from a stairwell, someone who only wrote, still here.
That may be the phrase of the night.
I think it is.
Generator alarm just started.
Yeah, I hear it.
Then let's do this right.
Go ahead.
This is RedZone Radio. We are still here. And if you can hear this, so are you. Stay alive. Stay together. This is Michael Hale.
And this is Jenny.
Keep the signal up as long as it lasts.
We're with you.
Always.
Always.